Hey folks, it's Samantha once again, and welcome back to another Steven Seagal review for the marathon. But technically not a Steven Seagal film in the fact he doesn't star in it. He's one of the supporting characters in the flick, and it's a movie called Gutshot Straight from 2014. First off, that title. I know I had to look this up. It is a term in poker, Gutshot Straight, something to do with, say you have five cards. And four of them is, say, a jack, a 10, a 9, and a 7. Of course, what's the number missing? An 8. And the last card to be flipped is an 8. Well, that would be put in the middle, gut shot straight. Like the missing number, that's the last, is. You can look it up. You just type in gut shot straight, and it'll lead you. I don't care that's an actual poker term, and it's mentioned in the movie. I don't care. It's a shitty title for an action film. It's not even an action film. I don't even know what you would put this. Not really drama, not really crime. I don't know what you would put it. But Good Shot Straight sounds like a really shitty action movie or a really weird porno. And the fact that Steven Seagal is in a movie called Good Shot Straight is just like when he was in a movie called Belly of the Beast. And you think, what's next for titles of movies that Seagal will be in the future? Will it be Above the Waistline? Will it be fucking Hard to Diet? I mean, will it be, you know, March for Sale? Does he sell himself up the fucking river for every movie? On Deadly Pounds? Fire Down Below the Crotch? I don't know what other fucking titles are going to be for his fucking movies. Belly of the Beast, Gut Shot Straight. Again, he's not the star of it, but still, just belly, gut, what's next? Stomach? Stomach to Kill? Or Under Siege at the Buffet Bar? Really what this stars is a guy named George Eads. His last name is Eads, E-A-D-S. He was on the original CSI for a while, which I didn't watch much. The only CSI I watched was CSI Miami, and I enjoyed that show because it seemed like a Jerry Bruckheimer produced over-the-top feel, and I had fun with it. But I haven't seen much of the original CSI, but he was on there for a while, and I guess he's on the new MacGyver show, which I don't know why there's a new MacGyver. Fuck that. There's one MacGyver. It's Richard Dean Anderson. You don't need any more MacGyver. But there's a new MacGyver show. This guy's in it. Anyway, our lead. You also have Vinnie Jones, who is in the Steven Seagal film Submerged. He's in here for 5 minutes at most. Ted Levine is in this. Stephen Lane is in this. And Steven Seagal is in this for a little bit. Tia Carrere has a weird, out of the blue, random cameo. I'm like, Tia Carrere from Wayne's World and from Showdown Little Tokyo? Why the fuck is she in this? And it's one of those movies that the reason I'm squinting is I'm trying to think, why was this movie even made? And who the fuck was this movie made for? Just a whole pile of nothing. It's an hour and 20 some minute movie where the first 45 minutes is just a quick few minutes of George Eads seeing Vinnie Jones because he wants to meet Steven Seagal, who is sort of a loan shark, who has his cigar, and is talking a little bit. I don't know if he's. For a split second, remind me as if he was trying to be Marlon Brando from Godfather, but he's talking very whispery. And this first scene couldn't get much of his acting. Just pretty much says, "Are you my friend?" and hands him the lead guy a gun, and then it cuts to the opening credits. And it's one of those things where they show a scene at the beginning that you will see later when we get into the third act. But the credits act as if they're trying to be a James Bond film, which is spiffy, but whatever. Our lead guy is a poker player. He's kind of an insufferable prick, This one moment where he tells this long-ass story while he's playing cards about being in prison and chips. And not poker chips, these chips. And this guy, this black hand came out and said, "Hey, what are you in for? Attempted murder. Oh, yeah, you can have my chips." And just to show that show his cards and show that he won. But he's a poker player. It seems like he has a wife or an ex-wife and a kid, but it seems like he treats them like shit or he just ignores them. And he owes money around town. At one point, he gets his face punched in by one of Vinnie Jones' guys, and Vinnie Jones says, "Okay, you gave us some money. We want the rest of the money." And that is one of the 5 minutes or less that Vinnie Jones is in it. And it proves, once again, 9 times out of 10, if Vinnie Jones is in a movie, big or small, it's going to be a shitty movie. And that's a rule that hasn't been broken. 9 times out of 10, if he's in it, it's a shitty movie. Stephen Lane, which is weird because Stephen Lane was in the Steven Seagal film called Fire Down Below, but Steven Seagal shared no scenes in it. Hell, like I said, Steven Seagal is in this for 5 minutes or less. The one scene at the beginning, one little random scene between him and Vinnie Jones, on this time frame, and then you don't see him until the third act for another minute or two. So yeah, if you are a Steven Seagal fan and you're going into this for Steven Seagal, you're not getting anything. But yeah, Stephen Lane goes up to the lead, and Stephen Lane seems like this rich guy and offers him, "Have an offer, let me know, give me a call." The lead guy tries to sweet talk this girl to get him alone, but it fails. And he calls Stephen Lane for this opportunity. He goes to this bar, this club, and Tia Carrere pops out of the blue just to get to the lead guy and says, "Well, that guy, Stephen Lane, said you would buy me a drink." And she's kind of on a straw, slutty and flirty like. And the guy gives her a drink. And she's like, "Well, what's the deal?" "Well, I said to give you a drink, didn't say I could pay for it." She calls the guy a fucking prick, leaves, never comes back in the movie. I'm like, Tia Carrere, did she know the director? Did she know the lead actor, who's also one of the executive producers? Was she around? And they're like, "Hey, did you swing by for a couple minutes?" I'm bleeding wild because I'm like, Tia Carrere, I know who Tia Carrere is. I'm sure there are other people know who Tia Carrere is. Why is she in this like random out of the blue nothing role? So Stephen Lane, he approaches Stephen Lane. Stephen Lane gives him some of these weird dares. Here's some dollar bills. I dare you to open this bottle of beer with these dollar bills. I bet you can't. And the lead guy like takes all these water bills, folds them, and then pops the cap off the beer. "Okay, I bet you, let's double it. You can't break that bottle with your bare hands." And then the lead guy like drinks a little bit, does the thing on the top so the bottom breaks. "Well, I got another opportunity for money, but you need to come by my place." Lead guy does. And Stephen Lane offers him $10,000 to fuck his wife and $20,000 for him to watch. And the lead guy, he gets weirded out because he doesn't want a guy to watch. I'd be more weirded out of, is he going to kill me while I'm doing this? Is he going to choke me out? Okay, if not, if you're paying me $20,000 to fuck this hot-looking woman and you want to watch, okay, I'll just look at her. I get to fuck a hot chick, and I get $20,000 with no taxes, and I leave. Sounds like a good deal to me. I'll take it. But that lead guy freaks out, and at the end, I'm like, okay, I don't even know if he has a wife or if it's an ex-wife. I mean, I kind of figure maybe it's an ex-wife, but if it is his wife, he's even more of an asshole for. Like he's fine with fucking the wife. And that's the thing. He's fine with fucking the girl. It's just he doesn't like that Stephen Lane wants to watch. That's what he does. It's not, oh, I've been hired to fuck a guy's wife. It's, oh, you watching, that's my big problem. And Stephen Lane gets a little bit upset and pushes the guy, very heavy-handed slow-mo into this water, knocks the guy out. The guy wakes up, gets his clothes. The wife kind of tempts him to go into this spa with her. They start making out. Stephen Lane's watching, and then he has a gun. And he's like, what's going on? He's like, go ahead. I'm going to watch. And then the lead guy's like, oh, I don't want to do this. He's okay, again, with fucking the wife. It's just he doesn't want Stephen Lane to watch. And yeah, it's weird, but it is weird. But then him and Stephen Lane gets in a little struggle. Stephen Lane gets pushed. His head hits a thing and he dies. And the wife says, we'll take care of it. Puts Stephen Lane's body in a trunk and tells the guy, just get out of here, forget about it. The lead guy's walking around, keeps thinking about it. We get these black and white flashes to what we've already seen. That's 45 minutes of the movie. That stuff I just said takes up 45 fucking minutes of the movie. It's a very boring film with an unlikable lead. I can't really say it's an action film because there's really no action. Crime film, but usually when I think of crime films, I guess I think of like a caper or a robbery or I don't know what kind of film would you even put this under. So he realizes he forgot his wallet, goes back, and Ted Levine is there. Ted Levine from Silence of the Lambs and the Hills of Eyes remake. He's there because he knows something's up, and he's the brother of Stephen Lane. And Ted Levine, he's a great actor. Anytime he's in a film, I enjoy him. He's not given much to do. His acting isn't the problem. He's a great actor. It's just he's really given nothing to do. He's kind of sizing the lead guy up, kind of dropping hints of, do I know you? And do you know my brother? And let me fix you a drink. And this scene goes on for what feels like forever. It really does. And then the guy leaves, gets in his car. The wife gets in the car, says, oh, you left this wallet. And like Ted Levine knows. And I want you to kill him. And the lead guy goes, oh, I don't want to kill anybody else. But the wife wants him to kill Ted Levine. Then later on, meets up with Ted Levine. Ted Levine goes, I know what happened. I got a little bit of video footage. Me and my guys know where not only you live, but your wife and your... Yeah, he doesn't say ex-wife. He says wife. So, which makes the lead guy even more of a scumbag that he's willing to fuck this... He's fine with fucking this girl even though he's married and he has a kid. But if Ted Levine knows all, and if it's an ex-wife, why wouldn't he say an ex-wife? Like, the fact that it's a wife... I know it seems like I'm harping on something that's nothing, but it's just... It's one little thing on why I don't like the lead guy. I don't care for the lead character. If it's an ex-wife, the movie never mentions as an ex-wife. If it's a wife, he's cheating on his wife, and he has a kid, and the cheating isn't the problem, it's he'll be watched is the problem. Weird priorities. So anyway, so Ted Levine wants him to kill the girl, the woman. And Ted Levine mentions, well, we know where your wife and your kid lives, and so the woman wants to lead to kill Ted Levine. Ted Levine wants to lead to kill the woman. He doesn't know what to do. So at one point, the woman comes by and has sex with the lead, and he goes to see Vinnie Jones and Steven Seagal, which was the beginning of the film. And Seagal's performance is whispery. I think his accent, he's trying to do the Out for Justice. A little bit of Brooklyn or Italian. Which honestly I was fine with. If he's going to do an accent, I'd rather have him do that accent than a Russian accent like in Driven to Kill, which I did not like, or a Southern Cajun accent like Kill Switch, which I didn't like. Well, most of it was another voice, but when it was Seagal's voice, the all 4 or 5 minutes of screen time in this movie is all Seagal's voice, and there's no fight doubles because there's no fights in the movie from Seagal. He pretty much gives some dialogue to the lead guy. I didn't mind the scene. I will say, I didn't mind the scene, and I did not mind Seagal's acting. If he's going to do whispery acting, I'd rather have it be a scene like this, where he's, you know, the loan shark, or the boss guy, and he talks about how, oh, a thing? I got plenty of fucking things. What do you want? Oh, you want a gun, huh? Do I look like a fucking pawnbroker to you? Like, I actually don't mind that acting from Seagal. Again, if you're going to do whispery acting, a scene like that I liked. Compared to other shit I've seen. Gives him a gun. The lead guy goes to the place where Ted Levine and the woman are at. He gets a little struggle with Ted Levine, who gets punched in the face a lot. Then finally gets, I think, a piece of wood or something and hits Ted Levine. But the woman has the gun. And because the woman is a bitch, two-timing bitch, ready to shoot our lead. But when she shoots, the bullet comes out of the back and hits her in the head. And earlier, I do remember a line where Seagal says, "You make sure this gun gets in Ted Levine's hands." Which I guess that's why. Because it would pop out of the back. Can a gun do that? Like, can you make a gun when you shoot pop out of the back? Someone let me know who's really into guns. Is that a real thing? Is that something like you can... does make me think of Surviving the Game, where, what's the rule? We gotta check the chamber at the end of that movie. Is that... But... And then Seagal and Vinnie Jones pop out of nowhere. And Ted Levine comes up and Seagal shoots Ted Levine. I guess it's almost as if, well, shit, we have Seagal, we gotta have him have a gun and shoot someone. So he goes in and shoots Ted Levine. And pretty much tells the guy, you know, you don't live, but you don't have to get out of here. You know, get the fuck out of here. The lead guy does. He leaves. He apologizes to a few people. Goes by his either wife or ex-wife's place. Drops a shitload of money for her and the daughter, and he just drives off into where the fuck. And that's Gutshot straight. A really boring, nothing of a movie. It's one of those movies I watch and I go, what was the point of this film? What was the point of this movie being made? What was the point of this movie being made? There was no point. There's no point at all of this film being fucking made. It's just... Why was this film being made? Why was this film made? Why? What was the point? What was the reason? What was the waste of money? A lead guy in poker, guy wants to watch him fuck his woman, guy dies, he wanders around, talks with Ted Levine, gets a gun, woman shoots herself on accident. Well, she doesn't know, the gun shoot. It's not exciting, it's not thrilling, it's not suspenseful, there's no action in it, there's no comedy in it, there's nothing that made me laugh, there's nothing that made me cheer, there's nothing that made me startle, there's not... So what was the point of this movie? Other than it was a movie with pictures and images and sound. It's one of those fucking things. Like, what was the point? Other than having, hey, you know that terminology for poker? Let's make that a shitty title for a shitty action movie. I can't even call it an action movie. What is it? I'll say again, that's literally one of the worst titles for a movie for a very boring film with a whole heaping of nothing to it. I can't talk much. There's nothing to talk about. If you ever see this movie and there's something I'm missing, please feel free. If you like Seagal, you only gonna get 3 to 5 minutes tops. If you're a big Vinnie Jones fan, you only get about 3 minutes or tops. If you like action, there's no action. A little struggle he has with Stephen Lane, where Stephen Lane hits his head. A little struggle with Ted Levine, where he hits Ted Levine after getting punched a few times in the face. The woman tries to shoot, the bullet comes out and hits her. Seagal comes in, shoots a gun, hits Ted Levine. If you want action, you're going to be disappointed. If you want thrills, you're going to be disappointed. So, what the fuck is this movie? I don't know. But anyway, that's all I can say about Gutshot Straight. I have more. It feels like I have more shit to talk about the title of the film than the film itself. The title of the film is the most unique part of the fucking movie, I guess. And it's just in a shitty way. Fine. I'm done talking about this movie. There's nothing else to talk about. I got still more Seagal films that he's in, including the 7 films that he was in 2016. So, we'll see you on the next round. Gutshot Straight. I can't wait for On Deadly Pounds, Seagal. Or Under Siege at the Burger King. Coming soon to a theater near you. Hard to Diet. Coming soon on video. On Daily Pounds. Coming soon for VOD. Later.